Coming to you from the beautiful Ojai Valley in the great Golden State of California, this is Workin' It with Reed Fish. Oh man, work sucks. Or does it? Yeah, no, it does. All jobs suck, right? But maybe not. I've heard of people who like their jobs. Those people do seem to exist in the world, and I want to talk to them. And to be fair, I'd also like to talk to people who hate their jobs too. Basically, I'm curious about people's work, how they do their jobs, what they do in their jobs, and why they do their jobs. I want to learn how people find joy and fulfillment in their work. And with those questions in mind, I'm very pleased to welcome our inaugural guest to the show. It's Chris Wilson of Window Washing by Chris Wilson in Ojai, California. Chris is wise, kind, interesting, and a viral star of Vampire Weekend's Instagram feed. He's also a 27-year veteran of the window washing business. There are literally over 80,000 window washers in the United States, and I would hazard a guess that not many of us have thought too much about them or what they do. But Chris has. He's actually spent a lot of time thinking about window washing and a lot of time thinking about life and art and happiness. But Chris, the first thing that I really want to know about you is is your shoulder just perpetually sore?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it comes with the territory.
Well, yeah. So what kind of motions do you have to do in window washing? And I mean, do you have chronic tendonitis, or is it like carpal? Is there a carpal tunnel in shoulders?
Oh, sure. I think it's cubital tunnel.
Cubital tunnel. Okay.
For me, yeah. More goes down the pinky.
Oh, really?
Not so much.
So you feel it
finger.
in your hands.
Sure. Lower back, shoulder pain, definitely are factors in my life. I do yoga. Yeah.
Wow. So,
I stretch.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Clarify.
Okay. Sure. That's fine. So how long? So you've been doing it 27 years. How long have you been sore? For 26, or for only since you're getting older?
I think I'm just a glutton for punishment. So I just, if I'm not hurting at the end of the day, then I figure I've wasted the day.
Oh, interesting. So, but what kind of repetitive motions do you have to do? Is it kind of like Karate Kid where it's wax on, wax off?
Yeah, I thought we might go to wax on, wax off.
Was that a cliche? Am I hitting the cliches already?
Yeah.
Auspicious beginnings.
It's a lot of mopping and squeegeeing, and then wiping with towels afterwards.
Yeah, that's
it. Mopping. It's mopping. I'm becoming ambidextrous the longer I'm at it, because my right arm will get so tired that I have to do everything with my left arm at some point in the day.
Right. So how many hours a day are you working when you're window washing?
Well, with all this rain, not many. Let me tell you.
With all this rain. Okay. Yeah. But in a typical, in the summertime, and we live in Southern California.
Yeah. Spring, summer, it's definitely long days all day long. And long weeks too. And even weekends, if the weather and the calls come in, I'll take it when it's good.
So you kind of got to get it when the getting's good.
Right. I like to start between 9 and 10, depending on how motivated I feel. And then I'll go and I don't know. The older I get, it's like I've got about 6 or 7 hours in me. In a day.
That's a lot for that's strenuous labor. Is it pretty strenuous? At the end of the day, you're pretty beat.
You wouldn't think it was. You watch a window washer, it kind of looks like, oh, it just has a squeegee. It's just no big deal. It's not like heavy tools or anything. But yeah, it's hard to be a perfectionist.
Right. And do you feel like you are a perfectionist and you kind of have to be as a window washer, or?
Less and less every day. We're like, that's good enough. Okay. Next window.
Okay. All right. And I hope your clients are listening, because I think they're going to be happy about that.
I never leave until my clients are happy or until I've been paid. One or the other.
Or preferably both. Yeah. Right.
It usually works out. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
They call back if I did a good job.
Right. And so so how do you get your clients? Are you advertising, or are you word of mouth, or what are you doing?
Well, let's see. How far back do you want me to go? Because I've gone door to door with little pieces of paper. I've put phone book ads. I've advertised on placemats in Ojai for a while.
How long have you lived in Ojai?
I've been here since 2001.
Okay. And so for context,
almost 20 years.
Context for people who don't know Ojai, it's a pretty small town. We're in Southern California.
Yes.
We're up in the valley, and it's 8,000 people.
8,000 people in the town proper, about 25,000 in the valley. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's a broad base of potential clients.
Yeah. There's plenty of windows to wash here.
Right.
Yeah.
And they get dusty because we don't get a lot of rain.
It's a lot of dust. Yeah. It's a lot of dust and negative thoughts.
How good are you at fending off the negative thoughts? I mean, is that your negative thoughts or is that the client's negative?
Oh, definitely the negative thoughts of the clients that I'm cleaning off the inside windows.
Oh, is that really?
Yeah. Well, they breathe in the house too. Yeah, that's also a problem.
Do you have a special solvent for the negative
thoughts? I do have a good soap that I use.
Okay. Yeah. So I do want to ask you about that. So we'll
get there now.
No, we're getting there right now.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't want to rush you.
I know. Okay, great. I'm asking the questions here.
Sorry.
So, there's no apologies necessary.
Oh, okay. I'll try to
So when we're talking about supplies, what kind of supplies do you need? And I have no idea. And okay, I have many questions about it.
I mean, from the very beginning, like if you're really just starting, you need like a couple of squeegees. You'd need a mop. You can get all this stuff at a hardware store.
Or like a mop, like
a window washing mop. It's kind of like a T-bar. It's like a T-bar handle, and it's got a special mop head that goes on it, and it's made specifically for washing windows.
Okay. I did not know about that.
It's called a T-bar.
It's called a T-bar.
Yeah. Right. And then you have a squeegee. It's got a handle, it's got a blade, and then it's got like a rubber that you can change in there.
So is squeegee a brand name, or is that just the name of an actual object? I mean, is it like, because a dumpster is actually a brand name. It's not actually.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So like,
I don't know if the word squeegee is, I think it's more just an item.
It's a generic name for an item.
Yeah.
And there's different brands of
squeegees. Ettore and Unger are the two leading. And there's
what's your preference?
I like Ettore, squeegees, and handles, and I use Unger rubber because for Ojai where it's warm a lot of the time. Unger makes a rubber that's like a hard rubber, and so it doesn't like mark the windows if there's like a dry patch. But like the Ettore rubber is a little softer, and it tends to drag, and then you get like rubber marks on the windows.
All right, and is it a problem? I guess when it's hot out, I know that when I do the squeegee in my car windshield, is that like by the time you get to the bottom half, it's like dry. And
yeah, that's definitely a problem and an issue. But then you learn how to work quickly, and you learn how to stay out of the sun.
That seems like a key.
So it's kind of like you get to the job and you look at what part of the house is in the shade, and mostly I just do residential. I don't really do much commercial work, just a few commercial clients in Ojai. But you get to the job and then you look at like where the sun is now and where it's going to be later, and you try to get the later stuff done first, and then where the sun is now,
so
you
really
do
have to
later in the day.
strategize, yeah.
Definitely, there's strategy involved. Yeah, definitely.
Right. Okay, so you mostly do residential, a little commercial, but you have a lot of skyscraper experience, because that's what I feel like that's like the sexy window washing.
I am super afraid of heights, so I go up 2 stories max. That's it. So I'll go up an extension ladder.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never dropped over a wall. I've never tried that, and I'm glad. Although
you wouldn't do it, even if given the opportunity.
Now.
There's a couple skyscrapers down.
No, I'm too old now. No, I'm over it now. It's too late. I had an opportunity in my early 20s. I did interview for a job at Nike Town in Beaverton, Oregon, but I was not hired, and that would have involved the chair work, where you have like a bucket attached to a chair and you go over the wall, and you do windows on the outside.
That seems just horrible.
I mean, not
horrible, but for me, I could not do that. And I'm also a giant person. Those cables wouldn't hold me.
Yeah. It's a rope. It's just a climbing rope. Oh God, it sounds terrible. Anchors and I don't know. It makes me. I'm having palpitations. I'm one of those people like my balls suck up into my body if I like look over the edge of like a cliff. And,
right.
Like I get really.
But you're spending a lot of your time on ladders, though.
No, I'm not really. No, not
a lot of ranch style homes in Ojai.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can reach everything from the ground inside the house mostly,
right?
But I definitely do ladder work. Yeah, for sure. I've got a selection of ladders.
Okay. Don't we all?
Yeah.
All right. So you have this. So you need soap. You need okay. And how sudsy is your soap?
It's not sudsy at all.
It's not sudsy at all.
No. Sudsy's bad.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I started out using
sudsy soaps.
Yeah, I know. You think you do, but then it dries out really fast and it streaks the windows really bad, and it tends to attract dirt sooner.
Oh, okay.
So windows stay cleaner lesser instead of cleaner longer. You want windows that stay cleaner longer and really shine when they're done. So
that is
I
what I
use
want.
Glass Clean 4 by Titan Labs.
Oh, so
I don't mind it being not a secret because nobody can do what I do.
Right. But is that something like I can buy?
Yeah, of course.
Just like
you can get it at
store?
No, I think you probably have to order it online.
So where do you get your supplies?
I order everything online. There's like about 7 big window washing supply houses in the US.
No, there aren't.
Yeah, there's big supply houses that do window cleaning supply. J. Racenstein is a big window cleaning supply house, window cleaning resource I work with exclusively pretty much now.
Oh, okay. You signed a contract?
Well, I licensed the design to them, and so they give me all my supplies for free.
A design, what do you mean?
I made a squeegee power design, a fist holding a squeegee, and they licensed it as their logo. And so I got a bunch of stuff for free. Oh. Not for free, in exchange for the licensing agreement.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And pretty much now when I need I know I got like a ladder, I got like a duplicate of everything that I have. So I've got like tons of squeegees and I've got
So do you have a staff or is it just you?
I don't have a staff. It's just me. I've tried to, I've hired people to work with me, but then I part of the reason why I'm in this line of work is because I'm unemployable. And so I also don't kind of like to see the same people over and over again. Like, for example, if someone wanted me to come wash their windows every week, I probably would reject that because I wouldn't want to see them that often. Like I can handle seeing you like once every 3 to 6 months would be okay.
And I feel like that's our relationship, and I feel like that's good.
That's why we like each other so much.
Right,
yeah. That's why I haven't ghosted you yet.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking forward to that, by the way. After today, I think I'm gonna have some ghosting involved.
No, absolutely not.
So your clients. So basically, you want to see your clients once a year, twice a year.
I think that's common. That's common. I would say once a year, two times a year. I've got some clients that go a little bit more often than that, but I think every 6 months or once a year is good. Spring and fall.
Right. And so what makes a good client or as opposed to a bad client? Actually, I don't care. We all know what a good client is. They stay out of your way and they pay you quickly.
Exactly.
Right? That's perfect. Yeah. What are some of the annoying things that clients can do for you? Okay. And you don't have to name names or anything.
No, it's not about naming names. It's about sullying the experience for someone that might want to follow me around and talk all day long.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Oh,
which I mean, in the right situation, I suppose that'd be fine, but it could be annoying too.
Right.
It could be their only time that they see me.
Right.
If they do that.
Right. I get it. Well,
they might get a referral to another window washer on the next time they call.
Because you're just so busy.
I'm busy enough. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, you feel like your business is doing well?
Definitely. I've got a good client base. I've got a great client base.
And how long has it taken you to build that base?
Oh, it took a long time. I mean, I've been doing it really steadily in Ojai since 2008. But and
it's 2019 now. So that's 11 years. Yeah.
2008 was like I really got back into it. And then I started building it up. And then it really hit pretty hard in 2010, 2011. It came on pretty nicely. I had an ad in the phone book and I met some, people in the real estate business. I think that's about the time we met. Then like things just have really, developed gossip in this town is key. I think I would say referral business. I don't advertise anywhere anymore. I never update my blog anymore. I don't post on Facebook anymore, but I still get.
So did you have a window washing blog?
I do. It's windowwashing.com. It's
washing?
Well, it's window washing, but there's only one W in the middle because window washing with two W's in the middle was already taken. So I took the road less traveled, which was windowwashing.com.
Oh, that's nice.
And I think the last time I wrote anything on there was like 2013 or something.
Oh, all right. But are there good tips for?
I mean, I just was thinking, what is the search word optimization kind of
SEO?
So it's like SEO. Thank you. Yeah. So I was just like window cleaning Ojai and just say that over and over and over again and post your phone number.
Right.
And then when people Google like window cleaning Ojai, you'll still find my blog.
Okay.
You will find it.
Well, and for the layman, if we want to do our own windows at home, because this is what I always heard. I mean, Windex and newspaper, is that the way to go?
Sure. If you want to look at swirl marks when the sun sets, that'd be great.
Touche.
Sure. Okay. And you want to hurt yourself. If you want to wash like one window and then get bored and disillusioned, Yeah, try some Windex and newspapers.
Okay. Well, that is what I want to do.
And disappoint your wife and your daughter.
Yeah, because I have no interest in washing my windows. We had you out to wash our windows, and it was transformative. I feel like
good.
Yeah, it was really worth the money that we spent.
That's what did I charge you?
Yes, of course
How
you charged
rude
me.
of
I know
me.
I was expecting it to be for free. And that's why I'm also charging you to be on this podcast. So I would think that, when you show up to a job, it's the window washers here and, and everyone's very aware of what you're doing and where you are. But I would imagine after like maybe an hour, people forget that the window washers at their house.
That's when I take my clothes off.
Yeah. That's when you take your clothes off. Yeah. But
well, I'm getting sweaty.
Yeah. Right. Do you observe? I feel like probably the question you get the most is like, hey, what have you seen through the window when you're window washing? But I mean, do people kind of ultimately forget that you're there and then you kind of not spy on them, but you're just, you're looking through the window. And I mean, is there anything that you see a lot, or is there any notable thing that you see, or?
Is there notable things that I see
or have seen?
A lot. I mean, I definitely see everybody's cobwebs that they don't notice, or
right.
The fact that they don't vacuum dog hair out of their window tracks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do I see?
Yeah, that's not very exciting.
People's sweet cars.
Right.
You've
never like seen
that is on their nightstand.
Right, but you haven't seen a lot of salacious things, I guess is what I'm asking.
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
That's kind of disappointing. And I feel like we should end the podcast right now. Let's not end it. You know what we will do? We're going to take a little break, and we will be right back after. We're going to talk about some social media stuff in the break, and then we're going to come back and finish up the conversation with Chris.
Did I ruin it?
You didn't ruin it, but you can redeem yourself. You can redeem yourself in the second half. Hey guys, so look, we're a brand new podcast. This is our first episode. So what do I think is probably the best thing that you can do to help out this podcast? It's probably rate and review our podcast on iTunes, subscribe on iTunes. And, you can find us probably on all the other ones. I don't know. I haven't really uploaded it yet, obviously, because we're just recording it right now. But we'll probably be on Stitcher. We'll be on Overcast. We'll be on all that stuff because I think that's just how it works. The whole marketing to the podcast is something that we're going to be working on and figuring out as we go here. Rate and review us on iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, tell your friends, share it on social media. Oh, it's social media. If you want to connect with us on social media, we're Workin It Pod across all the platforms. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's WORKINITPOD. And then you can also follow me on Twitter at ReedFish, and then on Instagram at RealReedFish. And then our guest, Chris Wilson, he has an awesome Instagram feed. It's I am Chris T. Wilson. That's I am Christ Wilson. IAMCHRISTLWISON. And yeah, thanks for listening. And we're going to get back to the interview with Chris. I think it's going to be great. All right, we're back with Chris Wilson. We're still going to talk about window washing.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it more?
I want to.
Okay, good. So do I.
I have so much to share.
You do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because that's the point of the podcast is we're going to talk about your work and window washing. So let me run this by you.
Okay.
I kind of have this about a somewhat romantic view of window washing in a way.
Oh, cool.
And here's the romantic version of it.
Too.
Yeah, thanks. Here's the romantic version of window washing. I feel like it's a meditation, like a continual meditation. Like
Definitely.
you're just doing this repetitive motion, doing this, and then there's also maybe an element of like, what am I trying to say here? That, and maybe it's cheesy, but you're doing this meditation and the window's dirty. You can't see through it. And then you clean it. And then now there's clarity.
Yeah.
And I mean, is that a little too pat?
No,
is that a little too pat?
No, I don't think so, because I've gone like deep into the thought process on this, because maybe, I don't know if you're going to get to this or not, but like there's like different ways you can look at being a window washer. Like I'm a fancy janitor, or I'm providing like a really important service. So you have to have like a mindset associated with what you're doing. in order to, I don't want to get ahead of the game here.
No, there's no game.
Okay.
No, I have no agenda here. So I want to hear, that sounds interesting.
Well, because I have found myself in this position where people know that I wash windows and I say yes when they ask me to wash their windows. Once you say yes, you kind of have to follow through and complete the job to get paid, which is like ultimately the goal is like you want to get paid, right?
Right.
So it is a meditation, definitely. And there is like an element within me that wants to kind of bless the house or
really
like do a ritual that's gonna like
you sage the house or something.
Kind of, yeah. It's like clean windows are good feng shui, for example.
Oh, okay. They are,
because
that's true.
I think that is true. I mean,
you're
it's
adding
definitely
to the
true.
You're adding
it's
to
so
the feng,
true.
You're adding to the feng shui. Well,
I would say
right now,
feng shui in a house is definitely going to be stronger in a house with clean windows than in a house with filthy windows. No matter if you've got like the bed facing the door or whatever the thing.
Right. The red door or something.
The what do you put, like the dollar bill in the window and the crystal in the I forget
in
how
the fridge,
something like that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So I feel like there's an element of where you're brightening everything literally, but you're kind of taking away something. So what was the question?
Well, the question was, is it a no, but is it a meditation? And is it, and that kind of thing of where you're making a clarity of vision.
It's like a clariforce.
A clariforce. Yeah. Okay.
It's a word I coined.
It is. Just now?
No, some time ago.
Really? And you use it with your clients?
I think too much.
Well, that's good. And I want to hear, I want to hear what you're thinking.
I don't really use it so much with my clients, but I definitely think about like, I want to be the smartest window cleaner you ever met.
And that's why I had you on the podcast, because I feel like you are, and I've met one window washer, but you are the smartest.
You met one besides me?
No, just you.
Oh, you should get to know Mr. Squeegee's cool guy.
Yeah, okay.
Matt is also
I know
nice
Matt.
guy.
I actually know Matt. Yeah.
Matt seems like he's a great guy. I've not met him. He doesn't return my calls.
Okay, well, that's all right. So I've met a couple window washers, and they're Ojai-based window washers, but you are definitely, I feel like, probably a unique window washer in that you've thought about these things, or maybe I would hope that everyone has thought about some of these things, but I feel like you are outwardly thinking about these things and outwardly talking about it. And like it comes up in conversation that we've had, and we've been friends for a while and we know each other in town, but we've had these conversations, and I feel like I know some of these things because we've had that. And that's kind of why I wanted you to come on, because I think your take on window washing is interesting because you've really thought about it.
Well, I think part of that comes from the guy who taught me how to wash windows when I was struggling with my first job, and he randomly pulled up and said, "Hey, it looks like you don't know what you're doing," and like helped me learn. And he was really deep into like occult thinking, and he was all about the pyramids and magic and all this stuff. And so he had like this whole idea that window cleaning was like a magical ritual. And so
really,
it was like,
and so then he just randomly stopped when he saw a window washer on the street, and he could tell from the street.
But it was by divine intervention.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of amazing that he would even stop and notice that you were doing it incorrectly.
Right. Yeah. I got very fortunate. I mean, I feel very fortunate for that. That's Dave Beecher of Quality Window Washing in Vancouver, Washington.
And so did he kind of mentor you?
He definitely taught me, and he freaked me out. So, I mean,
well, how did he freak you out?
Well, I mean, he was an intense dude who was like really into all of the fine detail. He would say things to me like, "If I can't improve a window, I won't touch it." Just stuff like that.
Yeah. And
he was such a deep perfectionist, and he was like the bucket is the cup, and the soap is the fire, and the water is the water.
But does window washing
and
attract?
The mop is the wand. You're doing magic when you wash windows. And so I take that to heart now. And then when I wash windows, I like think about like, you're really making, I don't even know like kind of where I want to go with that. It's just like you're making a real difference on sort of an esoteric level for people.
And so, but is that a type of person that window washing attracts, or is it just?
No, I don't think so. I think it's most meatheads, just like people who can't do anything else, which I'm also part of that class.
right. So you there's a Venn diagram.
I've tried to have jobs. Believe me, I've tried. I've either quit or gotten fired from every one of them.
All right. Well, that's good. So there's the meathead element and the deep thinker element, and the Venn diagram is Chris Wilson. The intersection of those.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that window washing has informed like the way that you kind of move through the world? In that, I guess what I'm getting at is like, when I think of you, I can actually get a little bit pissed off. I mean, not really, but the thing that pisses me off about you is I feel like you have it figured out. Like you have like life figured out. And I'm jealous of that. Like I'm jealous. Like I feel like every time
capitalize on that.
Yeah. Okay, good. But every time I see you or someone else sees you, you just have the little thing that you always say to someone. You're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" Or "How are you?" And what do you say every single time?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
And I feel like every time. And I feel like you actually genuinely mean that. And that's
you say it enough times, it comes true.
Well, see, that's great. But I feel like that's what gets me, because I'm like, man, I'm jealous of that.
It's easy, right? You just say, I'm pretty happy. Someone says, instead of saying like, I'm pretty good, I'm fine.
Yeah, you just say I'm pretty happy. But do you feel like
nobody else says that?
I know no one else says it. And that's why
I say it.
Because no one else says it.
Yeah, because it's not trite, and it's kind of like catches people off guard, where it's like, hi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? And I think everybody says that. So if you kind of say, I'm pretty happy, then people.
But do you think do you think that kind of meditative quality of window washing got you to the point where you would say that? Other than like, I don't feel like you're just trolling people when you say that. I do feel like you actually mean it. And I feel like somehow in my mind, from the outward view of you, that meditation that you're doing every single day with window washing has maybe gotten you to a place where you can just say, hey, you know what? I'm pretty happy. Well, and I don't, and do you think there's any merit to that? Or do you think, or what's your take on it?
Well, I think like you were saying in your intro, I think we all kind of have to come to a place where we're either going to be in conflict with ourselves, or we're going to be content with where we're at in life. And not everybody gets to live in beautiful Ojai, Southern California like we do. We are in paradise. And I mean, you visit any city, any inner city, and it's like concrete and dirt and stinky trash and too many people and too much traffic. And then you come to Ojai and you see, well, usually sunshine and not a lot of traffic, not a lot of people, beautiful scenery, beautiful blue sky, warm weather. I mean, we live in a great place. And so not only are we benefiting from that, but then with a mindset of intentionally making an effort to keep the corners up and bring a positive kind of level of energy to a situation, then like I think that's where I can be the most benefit to yourself and others. I mean, otherwise you can always like say like, this sucks. This sucks.
Well, because I would think a lot of
people who live here definitely complain, ohisucks.com. Right. One of the many domains I own.
Oh, you own ohisucks.com. Yeah, that's great.
It's got nothing on it.
All right.
I do own the domain.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you have that positivity that you would own that domain.
Well, you have to though. I mean, it's kind of like,
well, but is that, I mean,
it's New Age 101.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
I think so. It's just like positive mental attitude, it's
right.
Kind of
Sure. But
new thought movement.
But are you bringing that to window washing, or is window washing bringing that to you? I mean,
I think I'm bringing that to window washing.
Yeah.
Because window washing is a struggle sometimes too. And I mean, it definitely I'm stiff and sore. But the thing that's interesting too is when I wash, I can be really sore, my back can hurt, it can be twinging, seizing, like whatever. But then I start to work and then the pain kind of goes away and then I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird. It's very strange because I'll be like super painful, but then I'll start to work and then I don't hurt anymore.
Is it just because you're like stretching out and you're limbering up?
Maybe so. Maybe just warming up or whatever. But like, I mean, I definitely like flop down and be like, at the end of the day.
Right. But do you think it could be a mental state of like, you get in that zone and you forget about your pains and you're like, and I mean, you're just like living in your own head and, I don't know. What do you think about when you're window washing? What do you do? Do you listen to music? Do you listen to?
I'm a podcast addict. I just have been listening to podcasts a lot. I used to listen to music, but it's more, I think I more enjoy listening to either comedians or weird people talk about weird stuff on podcasts. Usually either that or I just want to listen to my own thoughts. Sometimes I get sick of having earbuds in and listening to other people talk and I just let my mind.
But do you listen to like self-help stuff at all? I mean,
I was into self-help when I was young and I was trying to like kind of find a path, but I'm not so much into self-help anymore.
But I feel like you found your path.
I mean, I can't deny it. I mean, there's no free will, is there? I think it's a determinist world, and I just happen to be stuck in the window washing.
But you feel like you're stuck in the window washing.
Kind of.
Yeah. Like you've made your bed.
Well, it works.
Yeah. Right. I mean, which is big, right? I mean, you know, to find something that works is like, I mean, a lot of people haven't found that, I feel like.
I tried to be a journalist and I mean, I do other things besides wash windows because I can't do the same thing over and over. That's another nice thing about window washing is it's like you do one house and the next day you're at someone else's house. You don't have to see like the same people over and over again. So like, I'm really grateful for that.
Right.
If I have to see the same people over and over again, then eventually like there's a ghosting that happens.
Right. I think we established that you're going to ghost
except for my boo-boo. Yeah, I can go home to my lady every day.
Okay. That's good. And you get sick of her. No, well, we don't need to get into that kind of thing.
We don't get sick of each other because we're really good at finding our own place on the property.
Okay. That's good. Well, and I think it feels like you're also focused on, like you have things that you do. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you have a rich life outside of your work as well. And maybe that's what kind of helps you be more, in tune and like, at peace with the work that you do.
Maybe so.
I mean, maybe I'm just speculating.
I think, I have a busy mind. I mean, I'm definitely working all the time. Always wondering.
Yeah. Wondering. So, yeah. And when I guess,
always wishing I was younger, wishing it was yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, is that the kind of stuff you find just like repeating in your head when you're out there window washing in that meditation? I mean, do you actually ever, when you're working, do you actually treat it like a meditation where you really try to clear your mind?
I try to, and I idealize. I think I've written about this a little bit and I've not published it, but I have a window washing blog. There might be some things that are a little bit philosophical on there. In fact, I know there definitely are. I haven't read through them in a while because it's been about 5 years since I've put anything on there. But, I mean, I definitely have thought about, wait, what was the question?
I don't remember what the question was.
No, just that I think about, okay. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that I idealize the, idea of going into a house and then I'm going to make it into some sort of a ritual or something. And then what it really turns out is that I just get there and I put water in my bucket and I put a mop head on the mop. And if the squeegee needs new rubber, I put a new rubber in it and then I get to work. And it's pretty rare that I'm like doing some sort of like, Om Shri Maha Ganapataye Nama chant while I'm washing windows. It doesn't really happen. It pretty much just turns out that I just wash the windows. I wash them on the inside. I wash them on the outside. And eventually I get to the last window and I put the screens back on and I say, I'm done. And then they say, now, how much do I owe you? And then I give them a price and then they pay me. And then I leave. And I come back in 6 months to a year. And that's the best part about window washing is the windows get dirty again. That's the best thing.
Chris Wilson, thank you.
It's like a shoe-in. It's been certainly fun.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
All right. Workin' It is a production of Atelier Fish. Music in this episode was provided by Isaac Joel. We'll be back next Monday to start your work week right with a brand new episode. Thanks for listening.